Hi! In this video we're going to take a look at the material shaders that are available in 4Designer. This is a separate library of realistic materials that can be applied to any scene object. So if we go into the shaders folder, we'll see a separate folder in here called shaderlib. These contain a variety of different materials from bricks, glasses, metals, plastics, and wood, etc. that can be applied to different scene objects. In total there are about 100 or so different materials in here. So we're not going to go through each one, but we'll take a look at a few different selections in here. So first up, let's take this brick texture and apply it to the skull object inside our scene. And when we select the shader, we can see the different properties that are included with this material. First of all, let's just rotate the brick patterning like so we can see it mapped around the skull. You can see that I have settings that control the scale of the bricks inside, so I'll just adjust this. So we have this repeating pattern. I can control the color of the bricks, the color of the mortar between the bricks as well, and also the bump mapping on the surface. So this gives us an illusion of 3Dness to the material without actually generating any additional geometry inside the object. So we can set a fairly faint bump like so, or we can increase this to maybe 0.8 to give us a much higher level of apparent surface detail. So as you can see, as I rotate the object, it looks as though there is real mortar going around the surface of this object, when in fact all of this is being handled by the shader itself. Now let me just remove this material from the object, and we'll go up a directory, and now we'll take a look at the metals. So in here I can insert, let's say, a brushed bronze material on the object that will give us this very nice sheen across the surface. Again, I can add bump mapping to this, so let me just increase this value, and now we have a frosted look on the surface of the object. I can combine this also with the reflection texture. This will assign a reflection map to the object, so I'm going to select one of the textures I have here, and this will start to change the appearance of the object. I'm just going to refer this to all of the objects in the skull. So now when we rotate it, we'll see this reflection being cast across the surface of the object to create this very interesting looking material, quite realistic for a piece of bronze. Let's say we change this for a piece of chrome. Again, now we can have a very, very sharp, highly polished looking surface reflected on the material. Let's go and take a look at the wood textures as well. Now these are procedural textures. This means that we generate the contents of the texture dynamically. So according to the patterns that are being set, I will have a non-repeating pattern inside the object itself. So if I just adjust the rotation, maybe we change this to 90, we can create a pattern that runs across the surface of the object uniformly, but is non-repeating. So it actually starts to look like a real piece of wood that's attached to the surface of the object. And again, we can increase the bumping on the surface accordingly. So now we can have this wooden texture assigned to the skull that looks very realistic. We also have procedural stones, so we can take from here a granite or a marble. So let's apply this blue marble material to the surface to create a non-repeating procedural texture which can have different colors assigned to the different fragments inside the granite. And again, I can control the position, scaling of the texture to give me the material that I would like for my object inside the scene. So all of these materials can be applied to pretty much any scene object that you want to use, whether it's text, a floor inside a virtual studio, and can really improve the look of your geometry and your models for very easy materials. Thank you for watching.